Hello and welcome, dearest. I'm Grandma Mimsy, and today is the next installment in the Mindset and Self-Care series, and I am continuing with Louise Hay's affirmations for self-esteem, and today's card is on feeling great and being grateful. And to talk about this subject is very important in that a lot of times we do forget to remind ourselves to be present in the gratefulness and appreciation of the things that we do have. It is super easy in this day and age that we could very easily go down a very not so helpful road of thinking that our mindset will say, I don't have enough, I need more money, I don't have anybody to spend my life with, I feel sad, I don't have a good job, I don't. And you can fill in the blank with anything of that and just keep spiraling with the things that you want to have, but because you keep telling yourself that you don't have it and you're not happy with what you do have. God, the universe, however you want to refer to your higher power, whichever religion or culture that you believe in, is not going to give you more of something when you're not content with what you already have. That if your arms are closed, or your mind is closed off, or you have shut the door to accepting anything new and good in, then you being upset about not having it, I understand it's not your fault. It's just sometimes it's super easy to go off that pathway. Sometimes it can be the simplest things, that focusing on the tiny, smallest experiences that most people take for granted. Most people don't even remember that they're participating in these events in their lives, and that can be a very big powerful shift to turn things around. And what I mean by this is that and I recently saw someone who and why this is an interesting card that it comes up, who was on somebody else's page, and the video was talking about being able to do something, and one of the person comes in and says in the comments, yeah, but I got nothing. So that's why this is so amazing. I get to talk about this, but and I'll be doing a much less broad, more specific to that particular conversation as well, just to be able to help a person out. If you're not thinking about what is in your life that is good, it's easy to forget. So if you have a beverage of choice, coffee or tea, and in the morning you have all the ingredients to make your cup taste exactly the way you like it, and you take that first sip and you go, okay, and off you go. Sometimes just to sit and go, I am so thankful to have the opportunity to drink this. I am so grateful that every morning I get this to enjoy. And go take a minute. I know we're all rushing off to go places and do things that we need to take care of, and they're all very important, but sometimes the mindfulness of just sitting still long enough and savoring that first cup, that first sip, and being in a place where, for lack of a better category, you can meditate on the taste that you just experienced. If you're making your own breakfast and not eating out, then that first bite of your dish. And if you are eating out, sometimes it's a matter of finding a place that you can go to the farthest, most back corner basically, if you're sitting at your desk, put up a sign up that says out of service at the moment. And basically that way, if you have something that you can put there that your coworkers know, don't talk to me until I'm done. And have 5 minutes where it's just you in peace. And it might be the fact that you're in an office and there's phones and other things going on, but focus on that, in that it can be a way that that's just the background noise, and you can filter that out as you take your bites and enjoy whatever it is that you brought with you, or bought to have your morning. And if you can't do this before you start work and you take a break, find some place where you can go do that. I know that a lot of companies have put in meditation sections where you can go just sit and be quiet. That would be like the most wonderful experience, to go just sit, even for a minute, because I know you have to go do other things on your break, but just a minute every single day. And if you can take your shoes off in inappropriate places, not inappropriate, but in the appropriate places, and if there's a tiny piece of grass that you can put your toes in, that would be even better. Find your gratefulness, find your gratefulness, because see the word there, it's great and it's full. Be grateful in the place that you have. And for me, I have to be grateful for the days that the pain is only at 2 or 3. Those are good days, because there are a lot of days where the pain's at 20, and we're not grateful for those days. So sometimes, even though you have things that may not be going well for you, you can still appreciate when they're slightly better. There is an improvement, and piggyback on that. Piggyback on everything that you can consider. That I have a roof over my head, I have a place to stay. Even if you're homeless, I have a place to stay. I have a safe place to stay. And even if that's a closet somewhere that you're hiding out, I still have a safe place to stay. And if somehow, some way, you have something to eat that day, I know this sounds cliche, in that for a lot of us, we heard while we were growing up, finish all your food because there's starving kids in Africa. And I never understood how those starving kids and me not eating my food were connected. I mean, I understand it was the analogy of be appreciative you have food because there are kids that don't. It was to draw the attention to that you get to eat, whereas there are kids that don't. And I can understand this with an adult mind now, but as a kid, when you're told that, it doesn't connect, make it make sense, and they didn't. So whatever it is that you are able to eat, enjoy it and appreciate it and savor it. And to some degree, you might be super hungry and busy doing other things, like you're working or watching TV, or listening to other things, or trying to help your kids with homework, or whatever it is that you've got going on. Pause and be in the mindfulness of enjoying that food. Be in the mindfulness, for us maniology people, doing our nails, being in that moment of zen. That is my perfect place, when I get to sit and do my own nails, or I get to sit and be creative in nails, whether they're going to go on me or not, whether they're for just a demonstration or not. Being in the mindfulness of that creativity, and that place where I get to bring a piece of me in art to a surface that will be seen by others, is the most amazing thing. And even Hubster recognizes that if I'm listening to a story on my books, or I'm listening to something while I'm in my moment, he knows that's my zen. He knows that's what makes me not be cranky. So he finds other things to do and allows me to process. Holding my dog. The pampered princess is the most amazing thing that I would have never thought. I love dogs. I love most animals, and have had pets. Say that 5 times fast. That I appreciated the animals when I had them, but they're also a lot of work. And when it came to the idea of getting a dog, I was not ready for that. I had so much on my plate. And Hubster went, "You're going to need someone to keep you company. It's a dog." But that's the one we give him that one. That was one great decision that he did. That I could not imagine not having her be a part of the family. And she is such a comfort when I'm having my days, that her sitting next to me, sometimes way too close, in places where you don't want the dog to go, but she's crawled up under my arm and is just right there in places where you're going, I can't breathe. But at the same time, I'm grateful to have her there. I appreciate having her have my back. I appreciate the fact that she alerts me to things that I would have never thought of. She is an amazing animal, and it's going to hurt so much when she's not here. So I appreciate now that she is, because she's my fur baby and I'm her human. Hug the people that matter to you. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you appreciate them. Tell them that they matter. Tell them how important they are to you. Tell them your wishes. Have those difficult conversations. Be grateful for the time you have to have those conversations that nobody likes to talk about. Because when something happens and you need to be able to answer questions, you're not going to know what those answers are. And I'm going to tell you, it is the most difficult thing in the world to come up with an answer for somebody else on somebody else's behalf, that you didn't. I mean, it's one thing to be a parent and to be able to be in a position where you are able to make decisions for your child. The responsibility and the enormity of that is a significantly huge and important decision. But at the same time, when you're making decisions for other people that you really didn't think that you would need to make those decisions for, and then you are, it's enormously difficult to decide what to do in that situation. And if you don't have anybody else to help you make that decision, or if you're disagreeing with others in making that decision, that is not a fun place to be, and that is not where you want to be. Have those conversations. Decide what's important for the future. The things you want, the things you don't want. The simplistic of it, the extensive of it, write it down. Talk about it. There's all kinds of books and programs you can get that answer the questions, that you don't necessarily have to have the uncomfortable conversations, but it's important and it'll matter. It'll matter to the other people when the time comes. So just know, I appreciate and love you so very much. Please like and subscribe. Remember, life is supposed to be joy here on earth, not waiting for a reward that you may or may not get. You're allowed to be happy. Don't worry about FOMO. Just be happy. Don't worry about what you don't have, what you can't have. Appreciate what you do have, because as it is, you're enough. You are love. You are a being of love. You may not be connected to it. You may not think that you are, but you are love in existence. You do matter, and you are loved as a being. So the way you connect to that is find your self-care. I appreciate if you like and subscribe. Comments are absolutely welcome. Please help me along in my journey to grow all my channels. I appreciate and love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.